It's 1722 on Thursday, the 12th of November. Hola. I've had a stunningly shitty week. I had a bad day yesterday. A really bad day yesterday. I had a really bad day today. But I knew what was coming today, and boy howdy, in spades. So yesterday I started this new teaching gig, Academy in Town, 1-year foundation course for Middle Eastern students mostly, who need to brush up their English before going off to university. And they run some other courses too, like I don't know, accounting, computing, business stuff, and maths. So they took me on to do maths. Nice. And I didn't get my contract. She didn't give me a contract to read and to sign until the morning I started. And from a previous conversation, she had said, dress code, no jeans. Okay. I have a linen skirt. I wore a linen skirt. So, first day for work yesterday, I wore a navy linen skirt, a really, really nice top. A very light t-shirt knit, technically, I guess, but it's sort of like a yellow-orange tie-dye thing. It's not as garish as that sounds, but it's a really bright, vivid, pretty shirt. It's a really nice top. It's not a t-shirt. Fuck's sake. This, that's not a knife. This is a t-shirt. The other was a top, a nice ladies' top. I don't wear ladies' tops. Who wears ladies' tops? I wore a ladies' top. And I wore, because I'm me, I wore white Hanes socks and my Birkenstocks, because that's how I roll. I thought it was very funny. Oh, what's the matter? It's my feet, who cares? Students don't care. So I turned up, given my contract on the fly. That's nice, okay. Didn't have time to read it at all during work. Had a good, started with my students. They were awesome. They were really awesome. Had a brilliant morning. Had, for personal reasons, a really, really shitty lunchtime. I had a really bad phone call at lunchtime. Not good. So I just pulled it together so as not to lose it in front of my students. And my line manager knocks on the window of the classroom. She's like, can I just have a word with you in the hall? So my students see me be pulled out into the hall. It's nice. Nice, right? And she's like, about the dress code. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. And she's like, we expect more formal attire. And I'm like, I'm in a linen skirt and a top. And she's like, that's a t-shirt. I'm like, no, it's not a t-shirt. It's a top. It's my best top. And she's like, well, it's t-shirt shaped and it's not appropriate. Okay, is that better? Who the hell are you to dictate what constitutes appropriate women's attire? Jesus H. Christ. So I said, this is my best top. You need to do something about that. And then she criticized my shoes. And your shoes? That's really unprofessional. And I said, you didn't hire me for my shoes. That's not why you hired me. And I can't remember what she said to that, but it was a simper, 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 you need to fix it for tomorrow. So I went back into my classroom, did the best I could for the rest of the afternoon, got out to the car and lost it. Just absolutely lost it. And thought, what the hell? What the hell? You told me no jeans. I wore a linen skirt. I nearly wore a nerdy t-shirt. I nearly did, because that's me. That's what I wear. It's who I am. It's what I'm about. And it's fucking awesome. I have awesome t-shirts. But I didn't. I wore a nice top. And got criticized for being unprofessional. No word about how I treated the students, or how I presented the material, or my organization, or how I spoke to them, or whether I gave them direct attention. No, none of that. T-shirt shaped top. And you need to do something about your shoes. Furious. Furious. She gave me my contract that morning. I started this job without a contract in hand. Read through it when I got home. There's a paragraph about dress code. Of course, they didn't look to take me on as a member of staff. It's not a contract to be hired by them. It's not an nothing in this document shall constitute an employee-employer relationship. You're an independent contractor, so we're going to pay you like shit, and we're not going to indemnify you for any insurance, and it's all your fault for whatever happens, and you have to figure out your own goddamn taxes, and blah, blah, blah. But we expect you to behave like a member of staff and follow our stupid dress code and blah, blah, blah this and blah, blah, blah that. But we don't value you enough to take you on as staff. We just expect this of you. So their dress code said, we maintain a professional image, which means, you know, no jeans, no denim, no sportswear. Doesn't say anything about shoes. Oh, no t-shirts. Nothing about shoes. And, you know, I got really angry. And I thought, there were some other things in the contract that pissed me off, like please submit your invoice on the last day of the month, and we will do our best to pay you by backs within 30 days. That's 2 months arrears. I don't fucking think so. Not for an hourly paid timesheet independent contractor gig. 2 months arrears. Yeah, you can put that somewhere else. So I thought, okay, well, I am actually a professional because of who I am and what I do. Not because of how I dress, but because of who I am and what I do. So I went into work today because you'd screw the students, right? Don't leave the students hanging. Who's important in this equation is the students. So I went in to teach the students today. I thought long and hard about what I was going to wear. I have a brilliant t-shirt that says, if I'm talking, you should be taking notes. And if it were in better nick, I may have worn it. But you know, I went to step up in class, and I wore my Phi t-shirt. Yeah. Math. It's a math t-shirt for a maths class, because I'm a maths teacher, and maths is what I fucking do. I'm fucking good at it. That's why you fucking hired me to teach maths. So, maths shirt. I thought about wearing my linen skirt again. Then I thought, you know what? Fuck you. And put on jeans. And my white socks and my Birkenstocks. And I head off for work. I know this is going to go down like a ton of bricks. And I had decided I had a really rough night last night for a lot of different reasons. This week can roll it up and shove it. This whole week can roll it up and shove it. Uh, so I had pretty much decided to quit, to tell them that I cannot sign their contract, that I cannot adhere to their dress code, and they need to find somebody else. But allowing for the difficulty of finding somebody at short notice, I'm willing to teach through next week, so as not to leave the students hanging, because that's what professional looks like. So I turn up in the morning, my line manager isn't there. She'll be in after I start. So I found another member of staff, and I'm like, I need to see this person. And she's like, you can talk to me. And I'm like, okay. So we sat down in her office, and I said, it's like this. And she's like, well, I'm not the person you need to be talking to. I know. That's why I wanted to talk to my line manager. And but I said, you know, I'm willing to teach today. And she's like, okay, good. So it was a different class. One class on Wednesdays, a different class on Thursdays. So I went down to this new class, and the students were awesome. Oh, I have to tell you, before that, the stupid other woman I was talking to. So I said, look, you know, have you ordered the textbooks for the class? And they asked, they're like, oh, we're so glad you can teach. Can you recommend any textbooks? You haven't thought this through? Okay, order this one and this one in time. Outfit your okay. So you know, yesterday my line manager said, oh, the textbooks are in. So today I'm like, have you given the textbooks out to my students yet? Do my students have their books? And this other stupid woman, she's like, well, they'll have to come in and buy them from us. And I'm like, you're going to send me off for 3 hours of lecture and 2 hours of tutorial today with students who have no materials. Well, they can come buy them. Okay. And you told me my t-shirt shaped top was unprofessional. Okay. So I went off and I taught in the morning. And you know what? It was awesome. It rocked. It rocked. Those students were fantastic. Oh, no. What I was going to say about the textbooks. So, sorry, I'm all over the place. So I said, it's your job to make sure that the students are prepared for what I'm delivering. You know, this is your job. And then she said, this is weird. So like they have all these foreign students, Middle Eastern students, right? And she goes, have you ever worked with Arabic students before? And I'm like, what? And she's like, have you? And I'm like, I don't understand the question. And she said, because, you know what they're like. And I'm like, I don't know what you're getting at. And she said, well, there's cultural differences and blah, 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 blah. And I said, I don't see how that's relevant. Okay, so I went off to teach the class, and it was awesome. The students, they rocked. They were so sweet. They were so funny. They laughed at my jokes. They interacted with me. They wrote stuff down. Rapport. That's what I'm good at. I am good at rapport with students. It's a skill. It's a talent. It's a fucking talent. I'm good at that. And they were all grins. The ones who looked kind of sulky, got them back up. The ones who were sort of not writing things down, I jostled them into taking notes. I put Elizabeth speak up on the board, and they wrote it down in their notes. It was so cute. We did functions, right? And so like you're trying to lead up to the idea of like composition of functions. So you're like, okay, well, f of x equals 3x squared. So f of 2, blah, blah, blah. And then you abstract it, f of smiley face. Well, 3 times smiley face squared. 3, I had a green marker. I'm like, what can I do? It's green. I tried to draw a line, and I realized it looked more like an avocado. So we had f of avocado equals 3 times avocado squared. And they loved it. They knew the word for avocado, which is impressive vocabulary if they're struggling with English. So It was brilliant. It was really, really good. And they got it. And yeah, and then they hung around at lunch and they're like, and they had the confidence to say to me, look, when you put the graphs up, we were really confused. Could you do it again, but do it like this? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm really glad you told me. This is great. And they were like, okay, awesome, cool, thanks. Thanks, Elizabeth. Thanks, Teach. They're so sweet. And then just a fantastic afternoon. And talking domain and range, and you can't divide by 0. And they're like, you can. I'm like, you can't. And it was just, sometimes the magic just works, right? And you can go into like different personas. So I'm like, you can't divide by 0. And then I wobbled my chin and I pretended to cry and I pretended to squeal, and they were in tears of laughter. I had their attention. I had their attention. They were listening to what I was saying. So you go through the thing on the board, 3 times 4 equals 12. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. And you each, okay, let's, 0 times 5 equals 0. So 0 divided by 5 is 0. 0 divided by 0 is 5. Then you do it again for another number. 0 times 7 equals 0. Ooh, 0 divided by 0 is 7. And then you pretend to throw a fit and stamp your feet. And it was rollicking good fun. And they got it. And they thought it was fun. When you do crazy stuff like that, you get their attention. And it's brilliant. And they laugh. And that's even more brilliant. And that is professional rapport. And it's not based on my fucking t-shirt. And it's not based on my fucking socks or my fucking shoes. I don't think they noticed my shoes. Professionalism is not predicated on a frilly blouse and some stupid women's shoes. So it was awesome. And they're like, thank you so much for your time. That was really great. Thank you. See you next week. And they were awesome. So I, gathered my stuff and went down to see the line manager. And she started off with, oh, I'm sorry it's not working out. And I said, yeah, well, me too. And we ended up in this really awful I guess it was a cat fight. Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. She's like, I don't know, I can't even put it, I wrote this in the car, so trying to say this to you now is, I'm all over the place. She's like, I'm really surprised that you didn't think we had a dress code, or you didn't know that we had a dress code. Most companies have a dress code. And I'm like, you didn't tell me when I first met you nothing about a dress code. Second meeting, you said, please no jeans. So I showed up in not jeans. And you questioned my professionalism because I wore something that was t-shirt shaped. And she said, we weren't questioning your professionalism, Elizabeth. I was like, yeah, you were. Yeah, you were. And I said, you judged me on my clothes. But where were you for those 10 hours that I taught your students? Did you come in and see how I interacted with them, the respect I gave them, the respect I built back from them, the way I presented the material, the time I spent during break and my own lunch hour to talk to them more about it, to help them find bits in the book, to write down extra notes on bits of paper. So, and she's, so she was like, most places have dress codes. Have you worked for any other company? Like, what, like I'm a kid? I'm like, yeah, I worked for, this was brilliant. I was like, yeah, I worked for Cardiff University for 5 years. come back to that. And she's like, well, if you won't abide by a dress code, then you can't work for us. I'm like, lady, you can take your job and roll it up and shove it. You can go to hell. I didn't say that. I wanted to say that. I said, she's like, well, we have a corporate image to maintain. I'm like, a corporate image based on clothing. Your reputation is based on your students and the results and their happiness and what they actually learn and the quality of your teachers. Corporate image is not reputation. And she's like, well, I guess we have a different idea. And I'm like, dress, I can't remember what she said. Anger has just evaporated the conversation now. A dress code to what effect? To what effect? What is the point of this petty dress code? Who sees me at work? Colleagues? Students. What do my colleagues care? Ooh, you didn't wear a frilly blouse. Oh, I don't think I can cope. No, the students don't care. What do the students care what I wear? I don't need to wear a suit to establish order in the classroom, to make them take me seriously. If the students at that academy don't take the teachers seriously, they get booted out of the fucking academy. If you don't want to be here, get out. So you don't need to establish that with a business suit. I'm not in a hospital where you need to wear scrubs because scrubs. I'm not in a place where like a museum where you need to be, I don't know, somewhere like where you need to be identified as staff, so you wear something visibly recognizable that makes you stand out. I understand that. That's fine. I'm not in a place where you actually need to dress formally, where it's it's appropriate to wear hose and heels. I don't know, whatever women wear. I don't know. This is teaching. This is teaching in a classroom. Teaching is grubby, sweaty work, soaked head to toe because it's hot in the classroom and you're moving around and you're energetic and you're giving it your all. I'm not going to wear nice clothes and sweat up in my nice clothes. Well, but that's bullshit. I do wear nice clothes. I wear nice clothes. I wear good t-shirts. I wear nerdy t-shirts, relevant t-shirts in good nick. I don't wear beat up shit with like Jack Daniels on it. I wear funny t-shirts or, Space Invaders or Star Trek or an Indiana Mouse or Fee or, something with merit. You can't work for us if you want to abide to the dress code. That's the most important feature, is it? A frilly blouse. That's what's important in this transaction, a frilly blouse. They hired me and they just trusted me to teach. They didn't poke their head in the classroom to make sure, And and she even said, oh, the students thought you were really great. So it's more important to you to disrespect your students by getting rid of a teacher that they really liked and got on well with from the start and get somebody else in and have that discontinuity, and gods know who you'll pull up, some asshole who's willing to wear dumbass, she said business casual, casual for some asshole value of casual, So you're gonna hire some asshole who's willing to simper and toe some arbitrary dumbass corporate line, but you get a teacher who's on fucking fire, and the students love her, and she can't shut up about how awesome they were and how much fun she had, who found 2 textbooks for you and mapped out your topics into a syllabus for you. I'm only paid teaching contact hours and not preparation. Oh, and by the way, speaking of professional, you can't show me the respect to pay me my advertised hourly rates. Oh, we can't afford that. They tried to fob me off with £20 an hour. Yeah, no. So I jacked that up. But they wouldn't go as high as my asking rate for tutoring. And you know, that's experience. I don't have experience with... I have plenty of experience with assholes. Plenty of experience with assholes. But not in a negotiating for my... I don't have salary negotiation experience. So I'm like, okay, it's a good opportunity. It'll be good references and something fun to do and something that I like to do. Okay, I'll accept your pay offer. Okay, fine. You make a choice. All right. But you have the audacity to question my professionalism over white socks and a t-shirt shaped top. But you won't show me the courtesy of paying me my going rate. Yeah, I don't think I'm the unprofessional person in this transaction. You know, what is important and what isn't? There is so much in life that is just not important. And business work clothes is not important. So this morning I told them that they needed to find somebody else. And this afternoon I both quit and was asked to leave. She's like, please leave now. And I'm like, gladly. And I said, making my case about what's important, you know, I'm like, I thought your students were really awesome. And she said, I know, I don't need to be told that. Okay, lady. By the way, you ordered in textbooks for them, and are charging them £10 more than what they can get them for on Amazon. That's respect for your students, isn't it? Yeah, nice one. How are so many people so fucking shallow that the only grip they can get on sanity is to follow some arbitrary, stupid, petty, meaningless rules that serve no purpose, and they can't see the picture that's right in front of them? It's a story of 99% of this world. It's fucking crazy. You know what's important? This is what's important. When you're walking in the park and you see a rainbow, and you stop and you point it out to someone, and you go, ooh, 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 rainbow, look, look, look. That's important. When and the old gentleman down at Roth Park a few weeks ago, you know, I was like, ooh, 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 rainbow, and he stops and he starts chatting to me, and I gave him my time. The poor man was lonely. His wife had died 4 years ago, and this is a place that they used to come to, so he chatted and chatted and chatted, and I had the time. So I gave it to him, and I listened, and I cared, and I showed respect. And I showed some compassion and empathy, because that's what he needed. And, you know, it was really nice to talk to him, and he was really kind towards me. That's important. Driving back home from work today. Pissed fucking off. Driving back home from work today. And traffic. You know, am I sad to miss the opportunity to drive back home through rush hour Cardiff traffic? Oh, my heart breaks. You know, and White Album, crank it up. And because it was full of traffic, you know, slow moving, so you're sitting opposite oncoming traffic, and the number of grins I got, because I was just gone to town. Crank it up. Catch somebody's eye. Windows down, right? You know, give them a thumbs up. And I got grins and thumbs up back, and it was fucking awesome. awesome. I I had like one gal up on my road, just grin. She just grins. She's like, right on, sister. It was fantastic. And this is like cranking Helter Skelter, which is less than melodic, shall we say. And people were like, she gave me a thumbs up for Revolution, which, yeah, nice. Yeah. What's important? Grinning at people in traffic and giving them the thumbs up. And I got responses from everybody. You let people out in traffic, on side streets. Everybody's an asshole. I don't let people out. You let people out because you're not an asshole. That's important. Jesus fucking Christ. What a stupid place to work. And she's like, well, good luck to you. And I'm like, I make my own luck. I'm a damn good tutor, and the people who hire me love me for me because I'm good with their kids, because I treat them like human beings, and I talk to them as though they're I talk to them, they're human beings, and I talk to them as such. I take them seriously, I listen to them, I share my stories. I'm human. And I don't treat them as anything less than the same level as me. Because they're not. I'm not on any higher level than they. We're on the same level. And you show it, and you make it so. And that's how you get response. That's how you build trust. That's how you build rapport. That's how you get the best out of people. By telling them that. By saying, yes, you. Fucking blouse. What's important and what isn't.